And you are still watching Prime Morning. This segment is a news flash segment, and we're excited to come your way. Of course, we have just a few days to go to the polls to cast our vote. America has decided, and Donald Trump has emerged as their president-elect. And we don't know who our president-elect will be yet, but there is a return of a person who used to be a president. He was kicked out after 4 years, and he's been given a second opportunity. Now, when it comes to Ghana, it might be the same or it might be different depending on who you choose to vote for. And so the vote is yours because the dynamics are not the same. And so we urge you to vote for who you think will be the best person or the best candidate to lead our country and not the one leading America. Okay? Now, talking about that, there's a lot that the newspapers are reporting. But before we go into it, we know that Parliament has been recalled by the Speaker, that's Honorable Al-Bagbin. He has recalled Parliament after all the brouhaha with the Supreme Court. Today, we will go to Parliament to hear what the proceedings will be. Who will occupy the majority side and who will occupy the minority side? The NDC is saying they will make sure they occupy the majority side. The NPP are saying that they are majority, hence when they get to Parliament, they will occupy the majority side. The Honourable Speaker says that he is not in charge of who to sit where. It's going to be an interesting day, but definitely we know that finally we'll have a solution because the seating is being resumed today. And so we'll follow all parliamentary proceedings today. I'm here with Openyin Kwame Jantor, who's representing the CPP, the one and only Esquire. Hello, Openyin.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well. You made a comment in your opening.
Yeah.
That when you were talking about, I guess it was Mahama, you indicated that he's been given another.
I said Trump has been given another chance. Yes.
No, and ours had also been given another chance.
No, I said, will you give ours another chance or not?
Okay.
Yes, that's what I said.
Okay.
Yes, so I said that Trump has been given another chance.
My ears were deceived.
So for us, we make a decision whether we'll give him a second opportunity or we will give the NPP the opportunity to break the 8.
So you see, all the other parties are Sankwas.
You see, the thing is, not all the other parties are Sankwas. But we know that all the other parties will shock us.
No. You see, when we talk, it's not only the two parties. There are others on the ballot.
That's true, though.
But
13.
When the media talks about it, it's always MPP, NDC. How do we break it?
We have to.
How?
We have to. Please pardon me. I think I erred there. So this
it is something that the media has done for years now, and it's come to stay. And this duopoly, some of the fault comes from the media. Yes, and I do agree. Some of the parties aren't pulling their weight. That one I totally agree. If they were pulling their weight, perhaps they will see something. But let's see what happens in this election.
We wish to see some shockers, not just a shocker, but a lot, because Ghanaians have been asking for a third force, like you said.
The way Trump has shocked us.
Yes, Trump's one is more like a shock, electric shock.
You see the way machine gun fire.
Yeah. That's how his own has been. And so we don't know what will happen with regards to ours. And so we are here, but we just say that the right person must be voted for. Like I said, we don't have to look at somebody's party and follow suit. What you have to do is to vote for the right person. So don't just sit at home and say, oh, because it's done for A, you do for B. No, it shouldn't be like that. Do what suits your country best. That's the most important thing. So if you think CPP should be given a second opportunity to come back, you can vote for CPP. If you think it's a movement for change, you can vote for them. If you think it's, they're about 13. Ekwedonkos party is still reigning.
Yeah.
Because Roma Fada has been sworn in as the flag bearer.
But you know, Ghanaians were very strategic in the last election. Very, very strategic. Look at what they did in Parliament. So this election is even going to be more strategic than 2020.
We can't wait to see what's going to happen.
It's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, very. I'm here with Honorable Timothy Awantrim Atabuade, who is representing the NDC, and today he's actually wearing their colors. Hi, Honorable.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. You're looking good in your
Thank you very much.
And then good morning to Senior Esquire. Is that how you call
it?
it?
Yeah, Esquire.
A learning Esquire who just came in late. And good morning to my family. I just left them yesterday from Tamale.
Wow.
And we got here around almost 10 o'clock to just force and come over. And good morning to our viewers too. Just a jiffy. You know, he talked about the fact that, and you mentioned that, between NDC, it's not an issue between NDC and NPP. We are practicing a multi-party democracy. We are not practicing a duopoly. That thing must be sent clear. Senior wanted to go there, I know why he didn't go, but I've seen very senior people in this country, political scientists, lawyers par excellence, who say duopoly. It is against the Constitution, and even when you continue to mention that, you can be charged for treason. Because anything that your utterances lead to inside the people against the Constitution, you can be charged for treason. You can say two dominant parties, because multi-party systems often leads to dominance of two political parties that whose manifesto the people buy into it. It is not a creation of the people, but the people feel that these are the political parties that have been, one way or the other, been satisfied. If you go to China, China is practicing one-party democracy, yet we go to China to borrow. Don't we go to China to borrow? Go to Russia, what political system are they practicing? Go to the United States, what are they practicing? Go to the UK, what are they practicing? Yet you go to them to borrow. It's not a matter of a third force. It's not a matter of dominant political parties. It's a matter of leadership, absolutely leadership. So we have countries that are practicing dictatorial, but we go to them to borrow and come and even misuse the funds by digging a cathedral that never was in this country. So I've been telling people that don't let us continue to sing the issue of duopoly. If you're doing that, you are inciting the people against legitimate democracy that we are part of, which is a multi-party democracy. It can be de facto or de jure, depending on how you look at it. So for me this morning, I just want to state this case and say that, look, it's not a matter of a third for. We're not doing beauty contests in this country. Political parties are serious businesses. Those who are engaged in them, forming the political parties, must engage in serious policies and business, and not leave it to bigger political parties to siphon their members through their own weaknesses and making. That means they are not even genuine to the cause of the visions of their founding fathers and so on. So let us put this in very clear.
All right, Honorable Timothy Awantrim Atabuade has spoken. I represented the NPP this morning. It's Saka Salia, who will be Esquire pretty shortly. Hi, Saka.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm cool.
I love your cup.
Thank you very much.
Number one.
It means that you love about me.
It's okay, my love.
Yeah, but Rosalie, I was hoping you would congratulate me.
Oh, congratulations. What,
Thank you very
for what,
much.
though? Tell me.
Thank you very much. Our counterparts in the US won the election.
Oh, that's the congratulations you're talking about.
There we go
The
again.
narration has changed.
There we go again.
They've changed it.
There we go
We're
again.
campaigning for Kamala Harris.
There we go again.
Saka.
She has already congratulated. Oh. She's the conservative party in the US. Is the counterparties Ghana's MPP.
I see.
Indeed, we share the same symbol, the elephant.
Symbolism.
And we share the same ideology. They practice the capitalist system, and anytime we come to power, they are also in power.
Oh, but they went in power in 2020.
It's as if this is the year of elephant.
But in 2020, they lost and you were in power.
Yeah, man, that was the only time. That was an aberration.
I like that.
That was the only time. So I am sure this is a year of the elephant.
Oh,
you see, anytime there's a problem, people look up to the elephant for salvation.
To destroy more.
And therefore, I am hoping that with our counterparts now in place, firmly in place in the US, come December, the good people of Ghana will affirm Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia
Okay.
to become the
But you know
next
the
president.
people of America didn't vote for the vice president, though.
They didn't vote for the vice president, but they
But
voted
they voted
for the
for somebody
elephants.
who has come in
No,
and had
They
gone
voted
and
for the
come-
elephant. The vice
I
president
won't talk again, it's okay.
is still in place. So she did not stood as vice president. She
Okay.
stood as presidential candidate.
okay.
So they did not vote for
But that's
her
what
as a
Dr.
presidential.
Baumia is standing as, not
No,
as vice president, but as
No, he's not standing as vice president.
Yes, he's as presidential candidate.
Exactly. So I mean, the vice president is neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for your congratulations
Roslyn,
message.
he shouldn't walk into a wall. Oh. He shouldn't walk into a wall.
You should not dare
He shouldn't walk into
to relate
a wall.
the discussion this morning.
Trump is a seconder. Kamala Harris is a first timer. She's a vice president in power. If he's using that analogy, Baumia is a first timer and a vice president in power. Mahama is a seconder. A seconder has come back in America. It is possible, if you are following his analogy, a seconder too will come back in this
Kamala
country.
ride on the elephant.
It's got
for him,
nothing
it's
to do with
the
simple.
elephant.
But you know what?
You
You know something? The American elections has got absolutely nothing to do with the elections.
Okay.
If you look at it, there were certain issues that they voted on, that the people looked at, which pertains in Ghana too. That's what happened there.
And that was
If you listen to a
But you
lot
said it does not
of if
do
you
with
listen if you listen to a lot of the people, they were concerned about food prices,
Are you sure?
cost of fuel, cost of living. Does that not pertain here?
But it says
Anyway.
it's
And then
nothing to do
Roslyn,
with Ghana.
you know the interesting thing? That is why when your mama said the economy is stupid. And people were all over. They're all
No,
over.
he wasn't insulting the economy. He
No,
was
he was-
insulting the people managing the economy.
So would you allow me to speak?
Okay, you let me read the newspapers and then I'll take your opinion on the America's
He's congratulated
decision.
you, so allow me.
Let me read the papers. The New Republic newspaper is my first newspaper, the New Republic newspaper. A tale of two one-term presidents. Trump is back. Is a JM coming? Well, there's a question here. Sayo highways workers in merger
They were busy
revolt.
campaigning for
Energy
Kamala Harris.
sector in debt crisis as Sunon Asogli Power Ghana Limited
you
refused
were
receiving government promised
Because she's a
30
woman,
million US dollars.
voice grows.
And this is quite worrying because if Asogli is saying that they haven't received the $30 million that has been promised to them, then it means that we might be facing energy crisis again. And we don't need this, especially at the last hour when we are going to the polls. There is no constitutional crisis. Bagbin flees Chief Justice and Kamala falls. Baumia next is a question here on the front page of the New Republic newspaper. My next newspaper is the Daily Dispatch newspaper. The Daily Dispatch newspaper. The Daily Dispatch newspaper. And it reads, I am pleased to let all know we have a robust, a credible, and certified voters register. EC Boss says so. Nearly 6 million students have benefited from free SHS since 2017, Akufo-Addo is telling us, and how Donald Trump pulled off an incredible comeback in U.S. polls. Now, when you purchase the newspaper, all the stories are in there. And my final newspaper is the Ghanaian Times newspaper. The Ghanaian Times, you are undermining Parliament. Bagbin accuses executive judicial arms of government. I'll complete PTC interchange, Takoradi Market Circle project before I leave office, says the president. I'm stuck here. I don't know why I'm stuck here. President, we have how many days to go to the polls? And we are hearing that the PTC interchange, Takoradi Market Circle project will be completed before we go to polls?
No, before he's
So before January 7th, is that what he's saying?
2 months.
2 months to be able to complete this?
Yeah, of course.
You know, you sat here and you told me Agenda 111 will be completed by first quarter
Some
of
of them will be
December. You
completed.
didn't say that. You said
No.
Agenda 111 will be completed by first quarter of the year.
I said some of them. I mean, because they didn't start at the same time.
Oh, we haven't even
and
done.
You don't expect them
we
to.
haven't even done 50% of Agenda 111.
Yeah, but we about 30 will be commissioned before.
Not even half.
It doesn't matter.
It matters.
Because
you see,
have you ever,
for
in
me,
the history of this country,
for me,
have you ever
and for Ghanaians out there, my question is, for me and Ghanaians out there, no, even if we haven't seen, we were not the ones who promised. A promise is a promise. If you knew you couldn't do it,
what was the promise?
If you knew you couldn't do it,
what was the promise?
Saka, don't tell me to tell you. You know the promise. Your promise was that you were going to build Agenda 111. In fact, initially in 2020, the president said he was going to build 88 hospitals before the end of... Wait, gentlemen, please, you said I should tell you. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Before we end the year 2020, before the close of the year, we were supposed to see 88 hospitals. It never manifested.
We were not going to build everything.
Wait, Saka.
We're going to start.
Saka, relax. You said I should tell you. I'm telling you.
But tell me that again.
88, it never happened. Now you moved to Agenda.
So you were expecting us to
Saka,
88
Saka,
in 2020.
I didn't say.
Well, you forced.
I didn't
We
say.
didn't also say what you are saying.
What did you say?
We said we're going to start 88 and it will take 18 months.
Anyway, let's continue. U.S. elections. Trump makes sweeping comeback as U.S. vows to deepen relations with Ghana regardless of polls outcome. U.S. vows to deepen relations with Ghana regardless of polls outcome. Okay, so it looks like Trump is still going to deepen his relationship with us. 31 days to go to the polls. Who are you voting for? But I was taking your opinions on the elections, America's elections, and then we go into our parliament sitting for today. There's been a recall of parliament, and so we'll take a look at what is happening what will be happening in parliament, and then hopefully we will see what is happening as well. So I think I was on Honorable Timothy Awontre-Matabwade with regards to what happened in America.
Yeah, the issues in America are very clear. You look at analysis and look at how Trump came up so strongly. Our brothers in the NPP today are telling us that Trump represents the elephant and he has won. They are the same people on social media that were campaigning for Kamala Harris. Why were they campaigning for? Because Kamala Harris represents the vice president of the United States and a candidate at the same time. When you juxtapose this with their candidate, Dr. Baumia, it is the same thing. Today he has won, they are flip-flopping. That's what can happen. But you see, the people of the United States voted against very important issues. Donald Trump was unwavering on his stance against the LGBT++. He was unwavering on his stance against the Russian-Ukraine war. He was unwavering about the fact that under his president, he was not going to send a dime to Zelensky. The people of the United States want peace. They want the economic situation to be changed. He asked them a simple question. They should compare their living standards 4 years ago and today. And that's exactly what we are doing. We are asking the people of Ghana to look at look at your living standard today. Look at the exchange rate, 17 Ghana cedis, 20 pesos to $1. Look at the inflation rate. Look at the debt to GDP. Look at all the statistical data that tells us that we are in a quagmire and that our economy is a junk status. These are statistical facts that you can't change them. That is how Trump won this election. Initially, people thought that Trump, with the coming in of Kamala Harris, looking at even the contributions to her campaign, just within some 24 hours, people contributed millions. But he was unwavering, he was convinced with what he was saying, and he stood by it. We have a situation here where our brothers in the elephant, their running mate is always changing even his own statistical data, his own utterances over time and again. We do not even know where he belongs to. So these are clear messages that has been sent. Look at the issue of the Brazilian president, Lula da Silva, who came back as a former president. Check across the world and see how former presidents are being quoted and seen as messiahs when they were in office, where they were criticized as not performing well. And today, they've been seen to be coming on with very verified and tested policies that would completely arrest the living standards of the people. So for me, what happened there is definitely going to happen here The data shows that the MPP is not a match for John Dramani Mahama, a credible candidate, a candidate who is incorruptible, a candidate that knows what he's doing. Yes, you are in power for 8 years and you couldn't investigate and put one scintilla of argument against the guy that you denigrated and said that he was corrupt. You could not.
Very, very corrupt.
Corruption is not said by mouth. It is said by evidence. No evidence, nothing. 8 years, it's not an embarrassment to you. That 8 years, this guy, he didn't travel outside this country. He stayed here. That's why he's telling people to stay. Why don't you hand over to him? Don't run because he's going to investigate you. So for me, it's a clear case that the people now know what they're about. They'll vote for a credible leader like John Dramani, whom people are now comparing his stewardship, the 3 years, 4 months stewardship of John Dramani Mahama, to an 8-year all-time president who had the highest number of members of parliament in the history of the Fourth Republic, who had the highest revenue, 1.1 trillion Ghana cedis. Compare what has come up and the suffering that people are going through. Even the free HSS, which is a flashy program that they are talking about, look at the challenges that all of us as parents have gone through trying to see our children through the free HSS and so on. The cost involved is even more than. So for me, the people of Ghana have seen what has happened. Yesterday, when I was coming from Tamale, I was wearing my John Dramani Mahama shirt. We stood at a bar to eat and all of that. Ejiso, can you imagine Ejiso? They were hailing me for what?
They didn't slap you?
Oh, no. They were even hugging me. You understand? So, Ejiso, people were responding. At a bar that we're eating. So, the spirit of change is there. They change from bad change.
Shocking they didn't slap you.
They won't slap me because I have my brothers.
We are peaceful people.
They won't even slap me because I wasn't violent to them.
Yeah. But you have a minute to lunch.
Yes, and the change that resonates well across the length and breadth of this country is unimaginable. There hadn't been a time in our history that people are yearning for a change like we have it today. There hasn't been a time in the history that people want this economy to be rescued and reset in accordance with our manifesto and our pledges to the people of this country. And the people will speak, no amount of machinations, no amount of threats, no amount of saying that you will hand over power. There's nothing like you hand over power.
No. The president recently said that he will hand over power. No. As for that one, Honorable, the president said, I will hand over power peacefully to whoever.
Why did he say that at the last minute?
Whether last minute or not, he has said it.
But we're in this country, my brother. When the president said, I will do everything in my power.
Honorable.
Even Saka.
The most important thing is that now he has said.
Out of context.
No, right now he has said. The most important thing is he has said that he will hand over power.
So now we don't even know contextual.
Yeah, you don't know context. Because
he will hand over power.
He said that the NPP will work hard so that he will hand over to the NPP.
He didn't say that.
So it was in a context by saying that
we
will not hand over power to the NDC.
And he has said that.
No.
Now he has said that whoever. So I think that's the most important.
You know, I like the way you dressed this morning. The way
it's not only the way she did. We all like it. It's not about the dress.
So the issue is that it's not about who hand over. It's about power. And when people entrust power to you, they take it from you when they deem fit. So that does not even lie in his mouth to say whether he will hand over or not. Once the people vote, whether it come to independence or not, the people have changed power.
All right, thank you very much.
So that's what we do. No violence, no insults. We are going to win the election.
Yeah.
And we don't have time to be challenging who's Trump is and so on.
All right, NPP too says they will win the elections because if you look at how the voting pattern has gone for the Americans, it's in favor for the NPP, right?
Yeah. Like I was telling you, I mean, when I was coming...
I'll give you 3 minutes.
It's not only you who congratulated me. Others did congratulate me, even since yesterday, I mean, for the triumphant triumph of Trump. And I thank them back. I mean, it is clear. You remember in 2020, when Joe Biden won, Asiedu Keche did a press conference. And in that press conference, he enumerated the reason why the NDC will win 2020 by saying that anytime the Democrats come to power, I mean, the video is there, I can give it to you to play for listeners, that anytime the Democrats are in power, the NDC also come. And he was also saying that these are their allies in the United States, and their fortunes are tied to theirs. So today, what is the difference?
What has changed?
What has changed? You see, the only commonality between Trump and Jomama is that, both of them talk about hearts. Apart from that,
I mean, how?
you all know that. We all know
No,
that.
I think that's
I've been a
No,
former president.
No, for this one, just like when Honorable said, no, wait, just like when Honorable said, the president said, I challenge him to it, please, I'm begging
Are you challenging me?
Yes, that.
No, but you know.
Oh, you are begging me or you are challenging me?
No,
Both.
those words by heart, you can use a better word, but that one, I think, is a bit low blow.
Yeah,
low
it is.
No, but you don't use those words.
Yeah, it is. I don't care for it.
No. It's national television. I'm begging you. You might not care if you are in your home, but once you are enjoying
have you heard Jomama spoke recently?
Wait. No, but the word by heart is...
By heart is not an insult. It's a description of the way he speaks.
No, I'm sorry. No.
Okay.
Please
There was one day.
So you have withdrawn.
We were here and then.
I've allowed you to withdraw it.
Thank you very much. I'm very grateful.
Yeah. So that is the only commonality between the two.
Like you have withdrawn the word.
Yeah, I've withdrawn it.
I'm not even respecting your
I've withdrawn it. I've withdrawn it. So, but you see, if you take the Republicans, like I said, our symbols are the same, our ideals are the same. We share a lot. We meet as people who are in a common, who share common ideology. We meet all the time. We strategize, and in this particular election, we send them good message. For success in the elections and all that. People, the NDC rather, they were saying that because they fielded woman and the woman is running, they were supporting their own people and all those things. But the election has also shown that it's not just because somebody is a woman. If you're a woman and you don't have what it takes, you don't have the wherewithal, and then they realize that no, you are not up to the task, they will not vote for you. Even though all of us, you remember, under this regime, the affirmative action was passed. We love women. We want to bridge the gap between men and women. But it does not mean that any woman at all can be given.
So Kamala was any woman at all?
No, that is by evidence of what happened in the US.
The way the vote pattern went.
Yeah. So they felt Trump has something in him that is far better than the woman and all that. So this way, the campaign...
Could it be because he had been president before?
No, not that. Not that. It could. One of the reasons could be that because nobody knew him until nobody knew. Especially his dexterity when it comes to governance until he became the president. When he became the president, he made a lot of mistakes and he made a lot of successes too. But the way he comported himself in opposition actually might be one of the reasons why they said, okay, let's give him another chance. But in our case, if you compare our former president, the way he comported himself in opposition is worse. And I'm telling you, you see, the dynamics might be different. Sometimes, you see, in Ghana, we like people who are very humble, who are competent, who are incorruptible and all those things. If Trump were to contest in Ghana here, he would have lost. Do you know? Because he is seen as arrogant over there. And therefore, if you see those who want to emulate him, especially the former president, who want to emulate the way he talks, who want to emulate the way he thinks and all those things, he is bound to lose this election, especially taking into consideration the fact that there is one particular person called Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, who we all know, qualified in every respect, has the competence, is incorruptible, and can do, and has the dexterity to ensure that he can paddle us out of the problems that confront us.
All right, Saka, your time is up. Thank you very much. Opinion? Yes.
Let me start from where he left off.
Okay.
He said Bawumia is incorruptible.
Incorruptible.
So let me ask a question. During their presidential elections, when they were, how many were there, 5 or 7? Who paid what to delegates?
We don't know that.
Tell us, don't be asking a question.
Didn't Baumia pay?
I don't know. You have to tell us.
The delegates, didn't they say
Didn't
they
they?
got 3,000
You
here
didn't
from
see.
Baumia, this thing
You
from
didn't
here?
see.
It wasn't just him. I think
No,
all of
but
them.
no,
we
no,
know.
please.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about all
But
of
do you know
them.
that
Okay.
I took your
I'm
mama
talk-
to Shraj
please,
for
please.
Wait,
When you were
he's
talking, I was
he's on the floor.
quiet.
Let him.
Yes.
I'm
When you
begging.
were
What
talking, I was
was
quiet.
the
When you were talking, I was
outcome?
quiet.
He said,
What was the outcome?
Please.
Gentlemen, please, let opinion make.
When they were going for the elections, what did the delegates say? The person who paid most is the one who voted.
Yeah.
Did they not tell us that Bamia's camp paid more than others? What was that money for? Is that not a sign of corruption? Paying delegates.
So his camp.
Yeah.
Whatever the case is, he is the leader. He shouldn't have even gone there. He didn't even try it if others were doing it.
Maybe he was at his blind side.
What do you mean his blind side? Please, don't give excuses.
No, but if it's his camp, opinion. If it was
Are you
him,
trying to tell me that he doesn't sit
I'm
with his
a
camp
candidate
and
before.
talk with his camp?
But we don't.
They
know
don't
if he
strategize, they
knew
don't plan.
about that money going. If it was,
Are you saying, so when he got to know, what did he do? When he got to know, what did he do? Did he come out and say, I'm dead against this thing my camp is doing? Did he? Please.
never paid
Let's put that
anything.
aside. When you go to the corruption index that just came out, what did he say about the presidency in terms of corruption? 54% presidency. Is Baumia part of the presidency? Is Baumia part of the team? Is he? Or he's different? Tell me, is he different? Is he not part of MPP? Did the president not hold his hand and say, this is my economic guru? Did he not? So don't go down
You are
that.
talking on perception.
Don't go,
As if these are not real
Saka.
don't go down
These are
that
not real.
line.
Saka,
Let me come to
Saka, I'm begging.
let me-
Open,
let me-
before you
Yeah.
before you continue.
These are not real.
Before you continue, please, Saka, when somebody's on the floor, allow the person to floor.
But
You also
telling
have
me
your wait.
don't.
You also have your opportunity to
I was
speak
quiet.
to it. I beg you.
I was quiet.
But I
Open
wasn't
you.
putting wild allegations.
No,
I
no.
said
I mean
I was
the
quiet.
interjections.
Okay, all
Thank
right.
you very
I was
much.
quiet.
Open you, please.
Look,
continue.
one of the challenges that Kamala Harris faced was the unpopularity of Joe Biden.
Yeah.
That was one major thing that followed her through. If Joe Biden, from the word go, had decided, I'm not standing,
Yeah.
Kamala go, it could have been a different thing.
Yeah.
But that particular issue and the fact that Americans, although he's been able to raise unemployment, he's been able to do a few things, they still didn't feel comfortable in his administration. And they felt he was weak. So it affected her. The gender thing, if you look at it, she didn't play the gender card at all, comparing her to Clinton. She didn't play the gender card, but it had some kind of implication there. It had implication. Look, he talked about ideology. You see, America, they practice the ideology of their political parties. Here, do we do it? Do we practice ideology? You know what has taken place of ideology in this country? Money. Money. If people can buy votes, where's the ideology? In Nkrumah's time, it was ideology that ran governance. This time, tell me, in this Fourth Republic, what ideology has run governance? It's money. And if we don't change that, we don't flip that coin, it's going to be very difficult for us to have somebody who comes and is sacrificial and say, I'm standing by the ideology of my party and I'm moving this country forward. We don't have ideology in this country anymore. If you are the richest person, no matter how much you made your money, you go. Now, you see, I'm not sure whether Trump coming in now, look, they've given him a huge mandate. Huge mandate. I'm not sure whether he being in opposition, and his actions would tell us when he comes in. I'm not sure whether he being in opposition and reflecting on his previous time as president, whether it would change him, whether he would bring Americans together. I think he said it in his speech. Will he be able to do it? Because right now, and one of the things that has made his win overwhelming is he dominated the Senate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's likely that if they're not careful, he will dominate Congress.
Yes.
And then he would have the executive full power. How he uses that power will determine the direction of America. But let me say, you read something about America and Ghana.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, what did they say there?
So, a tale of two, 1-term presidents. Is that
No, something about the work with Ghana.
Oh, yeah. So he says that U.S. elections, Trump makes sweeping comeback as U.S. vows to deepen relations with Ghana regardless of polls outcome.
Who said that? Wasn't that the ambassador here?
Mm-hmm.
The ambassador here, what party is she with? Is it Democratic Party? Obama, what do you call it? Trump, what party is he? Republican. She can be saying that. Republicans might come and do something different. When you look at the number of presidents who have visited Africa from the American presidents, nearly all of them didn't they? In recent times. Did Trump visit Africa?
Never.
He's really not interested in our life. Didn't he comment about us? What did he say about us?
Shithole.
Yeah, shithole.
Exactly. So you see, this goes to show, as African countries, we should begin to stick together and do things together. The natural resources of Africa look after the world. They crave for our natural resources. We should use that as a yardstick.
Well, that's what he said. He said that's his reason for saying that we are shithole.
Yes.
We have all the resources,
exactly.
Yet we don't use it.
And we should learn from it. We should learn from it.
Anyway.
The one thing that is going to happen, which could help us, is the fact that he's going to continue oil production.
Yeah,
the others wanted
to start drilling.
Yes, going to start drilling, which would also help us because it would create a certain imbalance that the West. When I say the West, the European countries would find it difficult to push. If it does happen, let's take advantage. We haven't done exploration production in 8 years. And the oil money, when it comes in like water, plenty. We should take advantage of it if it happens.
Talking about this, I don't know the kind of, especially with where you ended, I don't know the ripple effects on our economy with regards to their voting pattern now. Because yes, you're saying we might not be experiencing what we are experiencing under Democrats. The relationship might not be as strong as it used to be. We don't know. He actually did say that grants were also going to be reduced.
Yes.
And so as a country, are we to be concerned about that?
In his statement, what did he say? He repeated, to make America great again and everything internal, make sure that Americans get the benefit of their country. Let's look at our own. Yes, it could affect us because there's money in the world, but you cannot equally say there's a crunch for money in Africa. They would actually make sure that they tick the I's and dot the T's before they give us a cent or give us a penny. And sometimes the policies that they run in their countries can affect us in terms of them giving us money because they would need extra in their countries to use than give it to us.
But is it not better for us to now learn how to work and make our own money?
That is the point I'm making.
Yeah.
We can do it. But you see, and this is the sad thing I find. There are times in this country where there are certain issues we need to treat it as national issues and work together with it. If we don't stop this and my party has come, my party has come, my party has come, it's going to be difficult. If you watch this president, our president, Akufo-Addo, he has more tilted to party than country. Party always comes before country where he's concerned. We need to flip that and make sure we bring country first so that situations that are challenging, like Galamsey, one party can't solve Galamsey. It has to be a national issue where we all bring our heads together to solve it and say, all of us are standing behind this. This is the action we are going to take, and this is how we are going to stop it. Together.
All right,
you see,
Honorable.
interesting, and I like the angle he's gone. You see, let our MPP brothers know that no any campaign of calumny can distort John Dramani Mahama from focusing. I was happy when you were telling my brother Saka that no, don't use that. Like, one time I was here, it has been resonating in my mind that you did well that day. You told the MPP guy that if you start that language and they also start, don't complain. You understand? We've gotten to a situation where we must look at the reality and the policies that we put before the people of this country to make an informed choice. If Trump said that, we are shitholes, who caused it? We have said it in this platform, like he mentioned Galamsey this morning, and I've said it all the time that, look, the colonial government that came to even take our resources have not destroyed this country like a Ghanaian who is a president that has destroyed.
But you've had the opportunity, NDC, to fix it.
No, but that is why there's always opportunity to change, because I didn't fix well, he didn't fix it well. Come in. What did the president of today told us? He told us that he has been in this land to become a president for the past 40 years. He should be the least fellow who should make a mistake in his governance. You've studied everybody, including his father's government.
He straddles them. Straddles them.
Abba.
Straddles them.
My sister, who should tell you this? President Akufo-Addo should be the best president as we have as of today. You've borrowed
Very
30
true.
billion. You go and borrow from Trump and his people.
No, now Trump won't give that. So.
No, I'm even coming there. When I say Trump and his people, I'm not meaning Trump as a but the American taxpayer, our development partners, they are taxpayers and so on. We even go to China, sometimes even to other countries like Russia, to even beg for grains. We're in this country. This president went to Ukraine to beg for grains, millet. You know millet? Atuko to come and feed the people. And yet he tells us that it's because of Ukraine and Russia we cannot feed ourselves. It's not embarrassing to us. It's not embarrassing. Look, juxtapose the quantum of resources that came to this government and match it with a development project and see whether we couldn't have done better under this government. Probably, maybe John Mahama wouldn't have come back if I had done better. Maybe he wouldn't have come back because you would have outperformed him. Look at our state institutions. Must we be quoting Obama? That Obama came here and said institutions must be strong. Don't we know these things? Must we always be quoting foreigners, even trying to speak their language?
Is this not the reason why we need a third force?
No, that you see.
I will say what I read, which I read it on TV, which those of you watching, you are very discerning, which I respect you for that. You heard me read that he's not a magician, and he also told them that they should take advantage of the policies that they had as a government. And so, however you wish to weigh it as to whether it's supposed to be, oh, I'm not a magician, it's an insult, or I'm not a magician, but rather make sure you work and take advantage of what I have given to you so you make money in your pocket. It's up to you.
Yeah, so
Anyway,
thank you very much. And now to the Speaker in Parliament. I'm disappointed, highly disappointed in the Speaker. And especially my good self and the Speaker come from the same place. And indeed, I mean, where he is from, that's where my grandmother comes from. But we get a lot of inspiration from him. But his demeanor and all the things that he's doing in Parliament is beginning to, erode all the things that, all the expression that we have about him. Number one, we are in this problem because of his persona. This problem of having Parliament not sitting and all is because he is on a ride, on an ego trip. It's like, no, I will not sit down and allow things to go. The judiciary is not important than the legislature and all those things. First of all, we all know, when we talk about separation of powers, we know, the executives, the judiciary, and the legislature, we all know that, their powers are different, but they overlap. That's why we have constitutionalism. There are checks and balances. One checks the other, another one also checks the other. So when somebody comes and talk to you, these are independent institutions. No, they are not independent. They are not at all. That's the reason why the president on his own cannot just get up and do a budget and...
Now, we practice separation of powers, don't we?
Pardon?
We practice separation of powers.
That's what I'm saying.
If you say that, what you said...
What did I say?
You said that they are not independent at all.
I am saying, to the extent that their independence is subject to checks and balances.
Okay.
They cannot just do anything that they want.
Okay.
And besides that, we have a grand norm. The basic norm is our constitution. The constitution ensures that the judiciary, the legislature, and the executives, none of them can do anything, ultra viral, the powers given to them. And that is the reason why the president, even the president, the number one citizen of this land, cannot do anything that he wants. He is subject to the constitution. The speaker, who is the leader of parliament, cannot do anything that he wants. He's subject to the constitution.
But did the speaker do anything that he wants?
I'm coming. I'm coming there.
Okay.
So if the speaker says that, there are separations of power, so whatever that happened in parliament is closed book. No. Whatever that happened in parliament, if it happens illegally, if it contravenes the constitution, and somebody decides. See, one thing also, he was talking about the fact that, when Michael Quay was giving his judgment, nobody say anything. When another thing was, nobody say. Look, the law, I've always said that. The law sleeps until somebody wakes it up. So it does not mean that in the past, if a wrong was perpetrated and nobody talk about it, it means that wrong should continue to perpetrate and nobody should talk about it. If somebody feels that, no, this thing must not continue. It happened in the past. So let somebody wake the law up so that the law would now work. So you don't say that, because it happened and nobody did anything, it should continue sleeping. I mean, you cannot understand. I'm a lawyer of a high repute. But sometimes it's beclouded with his judgment, and all those things are beclouded by partisan and political consideration. Look, in this matter of Article 97, we all know, everybody gives his or her varied opinion about it. If you look at the wording, one can attempt to see that what the speaker did is correct. If you look at the constitution, the purposeful reason, the purpose for that is using the MUPA, the purposive reason for the enactment of Article 97, you stand with what the MPP is talking about. Therefore, there is only one institution that can come with an interpretation that will be final, and that is the Supreme Court.
So from what you're saying, what the Constitution is saying with regards to the NPP is not too clear. That's what it is, right?
Oh, no, I'm not saying that.
So what are you saying?
For me, it is clear because the Constitution, when you are interpreting the Constitution, it's not the same like interpreting a deed, interpreting a contract, or interpreting something. Constitution is different. And that is why there are so many methods that you can use to interpret the Constitution. They are using the literal meaning. Just the ordinary meaning, using the ordinary way, that any Tom, Dick, and Harry can just read and come to a conclusion. That is not it. That's not how we interpret the Constitution. The purpose, sometimes just to ensure that it kills a certain mischief. And we all know the mischief that particular 97 is to kill, so that the weak political parties are not weakened by the strong ones. In those days, where one can just go and buy or coax an MP and let the MP shift from one to the other.
It's just strange that when it comes to other parts of the Constitution, you don't seek for interpretation. Why do we seek? There are other parts of the Constitution that are always used, but that nobody goes to the Supreme Court or to the High Court to seek for interpretation. We read it, and we say that as for this one, we understand its literal meaning. But when it came to something that one political party feels that is affecting them, we are seeking for interpretation.
Yeah, of course. To the extent that there's
So why don't we seek for interpretation for everything in the Constitution?
They mean that we have to change the whole Constitution. It will be absurd to be interpreting almost, to be seeking for interpretation.
So that would be fair to change the whole Constitution.
You see, when it comes to even interpretation, the law itself, aware. Knowing very well that there will be people who will be trying to interpret almost everything. Says that is where the Supreme Court can only do interpretation where there is a real case of interpretation. That's the reason why the High Court sometimes can do interpretation. That is, in that case, there is no need for real interpretation. When you see the High Court do interpretation, we can talk about the McCann case and all those things. So when you see real case of interpretation, it is a Supreme Court. Sometimes even in the High Court, you can see real case of interpretation, and that's the reason why you can get a leave of the court. The court can give you leave. Then you move it from the High Court to the Supreme Court for interpretation. So I'm saying that in this case, everybody knows that people have been given different meanings. The Speaker of Parliament gave a meaning, even though he has a conviction that he was right. Others also have conviction that he was wrong, and therefore the place to go is the Supreme Court by Article 130. Now, you were served with the procedures that okay, this matter is in the Supreme Court. Then you violate. I mean, you care less about whether or not it's in the Supreme Court, and you went ahead and then give your ruling.
No, which one did he give the ruling? This one.
The Article 97. Listen. The Article 97.
Saka, let's get the facts.
No, I'm
right.
giving you the facts.
Okay.
I'm taking my time to give you the facts. The Article 97 was taken to the Supreme Court by Afanyomake. And then the Speaker came on the 17th. And Afanyomake alerted him that this matter of interpretation of Article 97 has been given to the Supreme Court for interpretation. Therefore, hold your declaration until the Supreme Court come out with their interpretation. He careless about whether or not it is in the Supreme Court and gave his interpretation of the 97. To me,
no,
it
he
was
didn't
a
give an
contempt of
interpretation,
court.
please. Let's get it right. No,
it
no,
was interpretation.
No, he never
that
gave an
led
interpretation.
to the declaration.
No,
Well,
he said,
he
and he said that I will
informed
not
what?
wait, Saka. He said the Speaker of Parliament said that I do not interpret any. Let me say, I do not interpret any constitution. It is not in my mandate to do that, but rather I am informing.
Listen,
and so let's get
him
things
not
right.
Misinform us.
No.
Listen.
So let us not make it as if the Speaker went to interpret things to the people. No, he didn't interpret.
Listen to me. Listen to me. If the Speaker says that he never interprets the Constitution,
Which he said.
listen.
But he actually said that.
No, it is not about what he said. You are a human being.
Yeah.
And one unique thing about human being is that we are reasonable beings who can reason. So it is not what the Speaker says that should be taken hook, line, and sinker. The Speaker cannot declare those things without interpreting what the 97 is.
He said he wasn't.
No, it is not about what he said.
It's about what?
Forget about what he said. He said,
but
I agree.
But his job is to
but
inform.
see, listen. If you don't interpret, you cannot declare. You have to interpret and get the meaning before you declare a seat vacant. And I'm saying, it is not about I didn't interpret. So if you didn't interpret, what reasoning goes to your declaration? You just sat down and then with no
he was petitioned. He was petitioned.
So if somebody petitioned,
he was petitioned by a member of Parliament.
Listen, if somebody petitioned you, and then you won't read the text. To know whether the petition is meritorious or not. You just go and declare. No, listen.
Can I help?
Can I help?
I'll let you come in like a minute.
First of all, why?
No, you've spoken for more than 10 minutes, actually.
First of all, he interpreted.
So just a minute to land.
He interpreted and he got it wrong. The Supreme Court is yet to give its verdict on the matter. Now, people are asking, is he going to accept? He must accept it. It is not in his place to accept or not to accept, because the Supreme Court is the highest when it comes to adjudication of matters of this nature. And therefore, everybody, every individual, whoever it is subject to the ruling of the Supreme Court.
Okay.
So, and the last point I will make has to do with the fact that the Speaker says that, if you go to SAR, why? Look, the SAR matter, the Supreme Court only do interpretation. The Supreme Court doesn't adjudicate on parliamentary matters. Somebody brought the matter.
Why is it adjudicated?
Why is that
matter?
Why is it that at the High Court?
Which one? No, don't be laughing. You see, you are a lawyer.
Laugh.
No, you are a lawyer. When you make a point,
all right.
Let the people
Saka,
understand the point you are making.
Okay.
And not just laugh. I am saying the Supreme Court, by Article 99(1), does not adjudicate on parliamentary matters.
Okay.
What the Supreme Court does is that it can interpret parliamentary matters without adjudicating on it. It can give interpretation as to what a text means. So, in Asen North, for instance, a matter went to the High Court. The High Court had its ruling, and it shows that the Asen North MP then cannot, hold himself as MP. But it does not mean that the people will not get representation, because that time there was still an ample time for the Electoral Commission to go and conduct election. And you are saying that the Supreme Court should do what? The Supreme Court should allow illegality to persist. In this case, if the Supreme Court is saying that, look, these people will be that was an argument of Afenyomakin, and the Supreme Court agreed with him that these people will be denied of representation, and there's no an opportunity for by-election. And Babi and those who think like him think that they can use that mute point to say that the Supreme Court is inconsistent. I don't think so. Another one, they said...
That's it. No, Saka, I'm done with you. Please, your time. No, open your on the floor. No, I'm sorry, you come back. No, you come back. No, you come back. No, Saka, you come back. No, you will come back. You will have your time. You will have your time. Saka, please. Saka, I don't like what you're doing. Saka, I don't like what you're doing. Please, hold on. Please hold on. Your time, I've given you more than enough. I've spoken for about 15 minutes. Yes. You wanted to make a point, please.
From what I hear Saka say, he's trying to tell us that the Speaker went against the rules and regulations of Parliament, right? That some of the things he did was ultra-virus. Let me go to 115 of the Constitution. And it reads, there shall be freedom of speech, debate, and proceedings in Parliament, and that freedom shall not be impeached or questioned in any court or placed out of Parliament.
Your premise was wrong.
Like when somebody says
Doing he said that communication says wrong.
His premise was wrong. He said that from what I said, he guessed that the Speaker has no rights to do what he did, that it was against parliamentary procedure. No, nobody said that. What we said was that it was against the Constitution.
Okay, finished.
For the Speaker to declare.
All right, it's okay.
Declare those seats.
All right, thank you.
Point. It not be Constitution they read here.
No. Saka, please let him land.
It not be Constitution they read here. You're trying to say that he did things ultra-virus to the Constitution.
Yeah,
it not be Constitution they read here.
Because only the High Court that can declare
please, can you
if it's only the High Court that can declare seats, when Okwe did what he did you talk?
So because I didn't talk.
Did you talk?
Saka.
Did you talk? Did the MPP talk? Because it was in their favor. What are you trying to tell us? That the Speaker has no right in his own jurisdiction? Parliament can interpret Constitution. Courts can interpret Constitution. Even the Council of State can interpret Constitution. When there is a disagreement in their interpretation, that is when it goes to the Supreme Court. So don't tell me that he cannot interpret laws that they make themselves. He cannot interpret the Constitution. The Constitution governs Parliament. And if he goes ultra-virus to the Constitution and Parliament, then he would have done something wrong. Look, for me, 97 is mandatory. It's mandatory.
On who?
Why is it to anybody who decides that they want to cross carpet? It says, a member of Parliament shall... That's mandatory.
Shall what?
Vacate.
No, you read the text.
Saka.
Shall vacate.
Please.
A member of Parliament shall vacate his seat in Parliament. Let me go to H. If he was elected a member of Parliament as an independent, what do you call it? What do you call it? Isiama. What was he elected as? No, be an independent. Doesn't this say? And joins another political party. Has he not joined another political party?
And still want to remain in power.
Wait. There's a full text is here. There is a full text. if he was elected a member of parliament as an independent candidate and joins a political party, has he not joined a political party in the present? If you say it's in the future, do we know whether he's going to win in the future? Do we know?
This text.
Do we know whether he's going to win in the
Supreme
future?
Court
Shall is mandatory. It didn't say will, it didn't say may, it says shall. So I don't see the running around of this interpretation. It's clear. It's clear. What the independent candidate should have done, he should have declared to Parliament that this is what I am going to do. And you hear MPP people quoting Britain, a parliamentary seat. Before you cross carpet in the UK as a parliamentary seat, you go to your constituents and you ask them and you tell them, this is what I want to do. Let your constituents say, they give you the go ahead to do it. And you cross carpet. Did Esiama go to his constituents?
Has he crossed carpet?
Hasn't he not joined the
Has
MPP?
he crossed carpet
Hasn't he
in
joined
Parliament?
Has he not joined the
Has
MPP?
he joined any
Has he
political
not-
party in Parliament?
Has he not joined
What
the
does the clause
MPP? What does the clause say? Look, let us not dance around.
So he's not in the MPP caucus. He's not part of the MPP.
Wait. So wait.
Ask him that.
I want to understand something. Saka, Esiama was NPP.
Yes.
Isiama went independent.
Independent.
Isiama is back to the NPP. Is it not
No,
Catholic
Esiama is still independent candidate.
But
Independent member of parliament in parliament.
he has crossed carpet, hasn't he?
Has that affected his independent state in parliament?
Has his
he is still. You see, they
has
have
his
not added his constituency to the MPP
has
in
his
parliament.
constituents agreed
He
for
is
him
still
to cross?
an independent member of parliament in parliament. So he hasn't joined MPP in parliament.
He hasn't joined MPP. Who does
Yes.
he represent in parliament?
He represents independent.
Independent.
Yes, and he's still representing the independent.
So why didn't he wait?
So when they say and he
why
joins,
didn't he wait?
they mean within
Saka, when you were
parliament.
talking, I was quiet. Why didn't he wait for Parliament to adjourn itself completely?
adjourn itself.
Say that we finished Parliament before he decided to
Cross
join.
carpet.
No, I mean, this
Anyway.
thing is so clear that you
Well,
people.
well, look, the
so-
elections are coming up. Let's see what happens.
For me, I think that I'm more invested in Parliament sitting today as to what the Speaker will say. What will he do? Will he agree with what the Supreme Court has said? Or, he's saying that for him, the executive and the judiciary is undermining their authority. Because of that, where's from this fly? Because of that, he's going to make sure that he stands by his words, and whatever he declared back then, he's going to stick to it. Well, I don't know what's going to happen.
If they continue to do this my seat, he will adjourn Parliament again.
That would be tough.
That is the
Yeah.
misuse of his powers.
What?
And
That
if he's taking
would-
parliament for taking
that
them to
would-
ransom.
He is the head of
No,
Parliament.
it doesn't mean that you can do anything that you want.
If there's no consensus between the stakeholders in Parliament, how can you hold Parliament? If they all decide to sit on one side, how can they? How can
But the
Parliament
point,
decide?
see,
You have to
but
adjourn.
Rosen, the last
Right,
point I
we'll
wanted
see.
to
We'll
make.
see. We'll see. Not now.
Muslim.
Please. I'll come
Very
to you, Saka.
interesting
Don't
this
worry.
morning that Saka is trying to tell us how interpretation of the Constitution is done. In fact, there won't be an interpretation at the Supreme Court if the meaning is unambiguous, if the meaning is undoubted.
It's clear.
We run there
When it's
because
ambiguous.
people disagree
Yes,
with the meaning of the
Exactly.
And this morning, he wants to tell us that...
And that's the reason why Babi should
Saka,
have
I
kept
don't know
quiet.
why when somebody's on the floor, you always interject. I don't know why you do that.
No problem.
Babino has been in public practice, like he said yesterday, for 42 years, doesn't know that you a baby in the law. You are not telling him what the interpretation of a constitution is. Beyond that, even members of a lot of senior lawyers.
Saka
who are
is
there.
yet to
I said
call
that-
to the
I
bar.
said that
so he's not
politics
a baby
beclouded the
yet.
agenda.
No, he's still pregnant.
Still pregnant.
Don't worry.
He has not even given
But I
birth.
said
7 months.
no
So
problem.
you understand, he's not telling Bagbin how he should have done his work.
But he reads the law too. So he reads like he's studying. So
So if they stay there, he also quoted that what the law says is unambiguous about crossing of carpet and what you should do. And he said that no, it's not that. But I think that, you see, going forward, the MPP should learn a lot. I stated here last week that you saw when Mike Oku ruled for the sin, no, the Dr. Mr. Siama asked at the time that because he has cross-capital, who brought the issue? It was the same MP, the secretary to the MPP party at the time, who wrote and petitioned Parliament about the conduct of Honorable Siama, and that he's no more. And they themselves quoted the law. Listen, no. They quoted, the MPP people quoted why Siama should not hold himself as a member of Parliament for the people of Asen. What do you call it? Formina, for the people, they quoted the law and brought it to Parliament. It was captured in Parliament. Today, the same thing. You're interpreting the law from a different angle altogether. Your general secretary at the time petitioned a speaker and said that no. But you see, that time, this guy was talking, that time they had overwhelming numbers in Parliament. So it was even not an issue to be debated on, because even if 10 of them had left Parliament, they still had a majority. So they were not. But this one showed that even one, attrition of one would cause them a disaster. So what do you do in terms of that? You become more negotiating when you are in Parliament. You become more amenable, and there's harmony. You begin to do what we call consensus building. Look, like my brother said this morning, look, this thing could have even been done. Like Babi himself said yesterday, the political question. You could have even done this without anyone. They could have even started and said, look, this is the issue. Why are the MPP always running to Parliament when even issues are not even due for that? Look at the LGBT thing. They went to the Supreme Court for interpretation. We know very well in this country that the courts do not interpret bills. Because bills can be dropped. They are not even law. Bills, they only interpret the law. When the law is not certain as to its meaning, then they will come in to say. They went to court on a bill, and the Secretary of the President wrote and said, desist, cease and desist. Very arrogant language.
Anyway.
You understand?
Anyway.
So sometimes they even go to court to interpret the standing orders. That's what Babin said yesterday, that if the standing orders are wrong, it means it's what? Unconstitutional. And then the Supreme Court can even declare the whole standing orders what? As null and void, because they are ultra-vise the Constitution and so on. So they create their own problem. They force us to discuss what is not correct and tell us that they are now teaching Bankman how to interpret the law. Hey,
anyway, wait, I'm coming. From the 14th to the 17th of November, that's next week, we are all going to the Good Park for Joy Prime Made in Ghana Fair. It's going to be an amazing time. We cannot wait to see you guys there. There are lots of activities that will be taking place. But before that day, know that this Saturday, it's all about the Ghana DJ Awards that is happening. If you haven't purchased your ticket yet, you still have an opportunity to purchase your ticket. If you want somebody to win, make sure that you cast your vote now. Guinness Ghana DJ Awards, and it's probably brought to you by Joy Prime at exactly 6:30 p.m. That's when it starts. So make sure you are there. It's going to be great. Get your tickets, all right? Get your ticket. It's all about Guinness Ghana DJ Awards. Fantastic event. I can't wait to see you. And I want to say a very big thank you to my guests for being here today. Openye Kwame Jantwa. We are not done the whole show. We have to take a quick break. We're about to do trends, so you don't go home. We are not. But we have more time. Let me do my trends first. So let me thank you. We'll do the trends. We'll come back and take our seat. Because I want my viewers. Today we are going all the way to 1, so you don't have a problem. So I want to take a quick break. But before that, let me thank Openye Kwame Jantwa. Thank you very much. He is from CPP. Oh, really? Wow. And I want to thank you. Wow. Honorable Timothy Awantrim Atabwade, who represented the NDC, and Saka Salia, who represented the NPP.